Hello, we're here with the chair of the 21st Perio Workshop in Periodontology. Actually, it's the fourth guideline workshop in periodontal diseases, and it's addressing gingival and acute periodontal diseases. And we're here with the chair, who is David Herrera, Professor Herrera. I would like to ask you, first of all, how you decided to propose as a EFP Workshop Committee to the EFP the topic of this one meeting today.
Thank you, Spiros. In 2018, a new classification of periodontal diseases and conditions, and peri-implant diseases and conditions too, was released. And since that day, the European Federation of Periodontology decided to tackle a very ambitious project, which is developing clinical practice guidelines. We started publishing in 2020 the guideline for the treatment of periodontitis in stages 1-3. Then 22 we published periodontitis stage 4, 23 peri-implant diseases. No, it was now the time to cover gingival diseases and to cover acute periodontal conditions. And together with the task of completing the whole world of conditions, of periodontal conditions, it was also evident that gingival diseases are very frequent. Non-biofilm-induced gingival conditions can be very serious and need to be appropriately diagnosed. And then we have the acute conditions. And this will be associated with pain, destruction. We need to really manage them very well. So periodontal abscesses, necrotizing periodontal diseases, or endoperioral lesions are worth a guideline development process.
Yes, absolutely. So next question is, do you have any key points or any preliminary data we can share with the broader professional audiences?
Well, it goes for conditions. So for biofilm-induced, dental biofilm-induced gingivitis, which is a very prevalent condition, we know that we have three types of interventions, which are what the person can do at home, supragingival biofilm control, toothbrushing, for example, then what the professional is doing at the clinic, this tooth cleaning, and also we can use mouth rinses and toothpaste. So the evidence for all this intervention is being weighted, and we will provide interesting recommendations. Then for the gingival diseases which are not induced by the dental biofilm, we have a lot, almost 100, and we will try to guide the clinician in the process of detecting those conditions that can be very serious. And when it comes to the acute periodontal conditions, and I think the key thing is that you need to diagnose and implement therapy within half an hour. So it's a critical thing because you need to control pain, you need to control the active distraction, and the guideline will tell us how to approach this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very helpful. But you know, in everyday clinical practice, we face the fact that we have the scientific data, evidence, and there is a gap from what we read to what we do. How this workshop will try to build a bridge to join that gap?
Spiros, this is a really very good question, but the EFP decided in 2018 to follow a methodology which is called S3 level. So S3 level put together scientific evidence derived from systematic reviews, which is very important, is supporting evidence-based dentistry, and then 2, expert opinion. So that's the reason why we need to put so many people, experts, stakeholders in one room for 3 days so you can fill the gaps. And the methodology is there, so you can say this is evidence-based and this is expert-based and filling the gap, because otherwise it would be impossible to guide the clinicians through the process of management of many conditions. So we have both things into the recommendations, but transparency is there to tell you which is evidence-based and which is expert-based.
You know, sounds very structured and very promising. So at that point, I would like to thank you and wish all the best for the outcomes of the workshop. Thank you very much, David.
My pleasure, Spiros.